Hey, Stoic friends. Welcome to my channel. Let's get one thing straight. How you wake up sets the tone for everything. If you start weak, you'll stay weak. If you start sharp, you'll carve through the day like a blade through fog. But most people, they don't wake up. They just regain consciousness. They roll over, grab their phone, and drown in distractions before their feet even touch the ground. And then they wonder why life feels like a loop of exhaustion, frustration, and missed opportunities. Your mornings aren't just about opening your eyes. They're about rising, mentally, physically, spiritually. Marcus Aurelius said, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being, not as a slave to comfort, not as a prisoner to excuses, but as a man built for discipline, for action, for something greater than sleep and indulgence. The first hour of your day, that's a battleground. You either take control or you let weakness tighten its grip around your throat. Because if you start the day losing, don't be shocked when the rest of it spirals into mediocrity. The body follows the mind follows habit. And if your habits are built on laziness, don't expect success to knock on your door. No more hitting snooze, no more scrolling through meaningless noise, no more letting the world decide your mood before you've even decided your mission. This isn't just a morning routine. This is war against everything that softens you, distracts you, and drags you away from the man you're meant to be. So, if you're here to level up, if you're ready to forge a mindset that doesn't bend, break, or hesitate, then hit that like button, subscribe, and lock in. Because every second of this video is designed to make you sharper, stronger, and completely unshakable. Let's get to work. Number 1. Get up with purpose. That alarm isn't just sound. It's a war drum. It's the universe slamming its fist on your door, demanding to know, are you ready? Are you a man who moves or a man who delays? Because that's the choice, every single morning. But what do? You lie there. You sink deeper into the sheets, scrolling, lost in nonsense, hoping that some magical force will shake you awake, shove you into action. It won't. Motivation is a liar. It doesn't show up when you need it. It abandons the weak and bows to the disciplined. The second your eyes open, move. Not when you feel like it. Not after 5 more minutes. Now, sit up, stand up, own the day before it owns you. Weak men hesitate. They hit snooze, sinking back into the grave of comfort, making deals with failure. And every time they do, they lose a battle they don't even realize they're fighting. Strong men take action. They know hesitation is poison, that their bed is not a sanctuary. It's a trap, a soft, warm coffin where dreams suffocate and potential dies. Get up. Rip yourself away from comfort like a warrior answering the call to arms. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste his mornings wrapped in blankets, hoping for the urge to lead. He knew that every sunrise was a reminder. You weren't made for passivity. You weren't made to hide from the cold, to drown in laziness, to let the weight of your own weakness keep you shackled to the pillow. You were made to move, to build, to fight, to conquer. So when that alarm sounds, don't just hear it, feel it. Let it shake your bones. Let it remind you that time is slipping, life is calling, and the world will not wait. Will you rise like a man with purpose, or will you shrink back into the comfort of nothingness? Number 2. Breathe like a warrior. Most people wake up gasping for energy, drowning in exhaustion before the day has even begun. Their minds race, their hearts pound, their lungs barely fill, Yet they don't even realize why they feel weak, scattered, out of control. They've never learned the first battle of life itself: breathing. Your breath isn't just air, it's fuel, it's power. It's the foundation of every thought, every action, every moment of clarity or chaos. Control your breath, and you control your mind. Lose your breath, and you lose yourself. Breathe like a warrior, deep, steady, through your nose, not your mouth. Mouth breathing is for the desperate, the weak, the undisciplined. Warriors inhale with purpose, pulling life into their lungs, like a weapon being forged in fire. Seneca knew that self-mastery begins with what you can control, and nothing is more immediate than your breath. If your breath is shallow, so is your discipline. If your breath is erratic, so is your mind. But if your breath is steady, unshaken, unbreakable, so are you. Slow down. Fill your lungs. Command the air like a king commands his army. Because when chaos strikes, when pressure builds, when the weight of life crashes down, it's not the loudest or the strongest who survive. It's the one who can stand firm, take a deep breath, and remain unmoved. Your breath is your anchor, your weapon, your first and last defense. Master it, and nothing, not fear, not doubt, not even pain, will ever rule you again. Number 3. Cold water, immediately. Your body recoils, your mind flinches. Every cell in you screams, no, not today, not ever. But that's the very reason you do it. That first blast of icy water is a war cry, a ruthless, unforgiving shock to the system. It seizes your breath, slams into your chest like a battering ram, and forces you to face the raw, undeniable truth. You are alive. Not half asleep, not lost in thought, alive. And you either stand in that moment like a man who commands himself, or you shrink back into comfort like the countless others who surrender before the battle even begins. Most people choose warmth. They crawl out of bed, half dead, half present, shuffling toward the heat like moths to a flame, chasing that fleeting feeling of ease. But ease is a disease, a slow, creeping rot that dulls your edge, weakens your will, and turns you into a shadow of what you could be. Epictetus didn't preach resilience from a throne. He was a slave, a man who had nothing, yet owned himself completely. He understood that a man's strength isn't measured by his comforts, but by his ability to endure, to adapt, to face the fire or the cold without flinching. Step in, feel the shock, let it steal your breath. Let your body beg you to turn back, and then stay. Let the cold hammer you into something harder, something sharper. Because if you can stand there, teeth clenched, breath steady, nerves ablaze, then what in this world can shake you? Nothing. When you own the first battle of the day, the war against weakness, nothing else will break you. The cold will pass, the discomfort will fade, and what remains? You, stronger, sharper, unshaken. Number 4. Stand like a king. Look at yourself. Right now. How do you stand? Shoulders slumped, head down? Do you shrink? Do you fold in on yourself like a man afraid to take up space? That's not just bad posture, that's defeat. That's years of hesitation, of doubt, of allowing the world to press you into something smaller than you were meant to be. Fix it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel better. Now, pull your shoulders back, lift your chest. Stand like a man who knows he belongs because he does. You don't beg for space. You claim it. Your body speaks to your mind louder than words ever could. Slouch like a coward, and your mind will believe you are one. But stand like a king, like a man forged in fire, unshaken by the storms of life. And suddenly your mind follows. You move differently. You think differently. You become something greater. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but before he commanded legions, he commanded himself. He knew that how a man carries himself is how he carries his life. Weak posture, weak mind, strong posture, an unbreakable force. So stand tall, walk with purpose, move like you are someone worth respecting, because you are. Not because the world says so, but because you decided to be. Number 5. Move before the world wakes up. Before the alarms blare, before the screens light up, before the world drowns itself in distraction, you move. Most people wake up as slaves to reaction. Their first instinct? Check, scroll, consume. They reach for their phones before they reach for their own power. Before they even take their first breath of the day, they're already lost in someone else's life, someone else's agenda. Their bodies are stiff, their minds foggy, their energy drained before the day has even begun. Not you. You start differently. You move, stretch, walk, train, sweat, crack open the stiffness, rip away the weight of idleness, shake your body awake and command the day before it commands you. Motion isn't just movement. It's an act of war against laziness. It's a signal to the universe that you are here and you are in control. The Stoics knew the morning was a battlefield. A man who starts slow will stay slow. A man who starts behind will never catch up. But the man who moves first, he owns the day before the world even knows what hit it. While others sleep, your blood is already pumping. Your mind is already sharp. Your energy is already surging. You don't wait for life to tell you when to start. You decide, you move, you lead. Because in this world, there are two kinds of men, the ones who react and the ones who act. Move first, lead first, win first. Number 6. Cut the digital chains. Before your hand reaches for your phone, reach for your life. Because once that screen lights up, it captures you. It owns your mind, pulls you into someone else's world, someone else's agenda. It floods you with noise, opinions, and distractions, drowning out the sound of your own thoughts. And it robs you of your time, your focus, your control. Social media can wait. Emails can wait. The world's constant buzz, the notifications that demand your attention, they can wait. But you cannot wait. Your time, your mind, your energy, they are yours to protect. Take control of your morning, or someone else will. The second you reach for that device, you've already handed over a part of your day. You've surrendered the first precious moments of clarity, of stillness, of your own will. Epictetus understood this struggle. He knew that our minds are constantly under siege, and if we don't guard them with iron discipline, we'll be swept away in the tide of external chaos. He didn't wait for the world to dictate his actions. He decided what his day would be. So when you open your eyes, open your mind first. Don't let the world hijack your focus before your feet even hit the floor. Guard the first hour of your day like a king guards his kingdom. This is your sacred time. No one, nothing can take it from you unless you let it. Cut the digital chains. Rip yourself free from the addiction to distraction. Claim your power back. The world will still be there, but you'll be stronger, sharper, and ready to face it, knowing you took control of your day before it took control of you. Number 7. Write like your life depends on it. Your mind is a battlefield. Chaos reigns. Thoughts ricochet like bullets. Worries stack like walls, closing in around you, suffocating you with their weight. Your head spins. The world spins. And you stand in the center, lost. You can't think. You can't breathe. The noise is unbearable. But what if you could cut through it all? What if you could seize the storm inside and turn it into something clear, something powerful? Write. Write like your survival depends on it. Every thought, every worry, every whisper in your mind, get it out. Tear it out from the depths of your mind and bleed it onto paper. Don't hold back. Let it pour like fire, like a flood, like a storm. The world will try to crush you with distractions, demands, and noise. But writing is the weapon that lets you rise above it all. It slices through confusion and leaves a trail of clarity in its wake. Marcus Aurelius, in the heart of an empire teetering on the edge, wrote to stay grounded. Amidst the madness, he wrote for sanity. His words weren't just ink on paper. They were the armor that shielded his mind from the chaos, the anchor that kept him steady while the world tried to drown him. This is what writing does. It strips the noise from your life, clears the fog in your mind, and forces you to confront the deepest, darkest corners of yourself. It gives you the power to take everything in your head, lay it out, and choose what stays and what goes. Every word is a small act of rebellion against the mess inside. When your mind is clear, your life becomes unstoppable. When your thoughts are organized, your actions have purpose. Writing gives you the strength to cut through the confusion, to find your focus, your clarity. You're no longer lost in a storm. You become the storm, and you control it. So write like it's the last thing you'll ever do. Write like your very survival depends on it, because it does. Every word you pour onto that page is a victory. Every sentence a step towards reclaiming your life from the chaos. Write like you're carving your destiny into the world. Number 8. Set a commanding intention. You wake up. The world doesn't care. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're feeling off or lost or weak. It doesn't care about your excuses, your fears, or your doubts. The world won't stop for you to catch your breath. It will crush you if you let it. So stop hoping for a good day. Decide to create one. You don't wake up hoping life will hand you a good fortune. You wake up and take it. You demand it. You set the tone. Before your feet even touch the floor, you declare, "This is my day. This is my world." Will you be weak? Will you let the chaos of the world drag you around, twisting your emotions, controlling your focus? Or will you rise, head high, shoulders square, and decide to be a man who controls his own fate? Will you be disciplined, unshaken, and relentless in your pursuit? The Stoics knew this. They didn't hope for life to hand them peace. They made it. They didn't wait for the world to shape them. They shaped the world through their actions, their intentions, and their resolve. They were men who commanded the day, who demanded discipline, strength, and focus from themselves. Marcus Aurelius didn't wake up and hope he'd be virtuous. He commanded his mind to be strong, to be impenetrable to the distractions that would tear him apart. The day bends to the man who knows exactly who he is. It bends to the one who knows what he wants and won't settle for less. If you wait for the world to choose your mood, to choose your path, you will always be at its mercy. But when you step into the day with the fury of a lion, when you choose who you are before anyone can tell you who to be, the day bows to you. You decide how your energy flows. You decide how you react. You decide how much of yourself you are willing to give. You decide to rise above the noise, the distractions, the bullshit. And when you do, you control everything. So when you open your eyes today, do not just roll over. Do not just react to what's in front of you. You are not a passenger in your own life. You are the one steering this ship. What kind of man are you going to be today? The one who lets life dictate his course, or the one who takes the wheel and steers with purpose, with power, with authority? Set your intention. Demand the day you deserve. You don't get to just exist, you get to conquer. Number 9. Face silence. Own your thoughts. Most people can't handle the weight of silence. They run from it, drowning it out with music, videos, endless distractions. But silence, real, raw silence, is where you face yourself. It's the arena where your deepest, most unfiltered thoughts rise to the surface. Everything else falls away, and you're left with nothing but you. It's easy to ignore what's in your head when there's always noise filling the gaps. But the moment you silence the world around you, you're forced to confront the chaos inside. And trust me, that chaos is loud. It demands your attention. It drags out every insecurity, every fear, every doubt you've buried deep inside. Silence is the mirror that shows you your true self, without any filters or distractions. Can you sit with yourself? Can you be alone with your thoughts for even just 5 minutes without running away from them? That's where the battle lies. Most people can't do it. They panic. They reach for their phones, their music, their distractions. Why? Because they're afraid. Afraid of what they might find in the depths of their own mind. But here's the truth. If you can't sit in that silence, if you can't face the storm of your own thoughts, then they own you. They control you. You're a puppet, running from one distraction to the next, always avoiding the thing that could set you free, your own mind. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The noise you use to escape doesn't just distract. It amplifies your fears, your insecurities. The silence, however, strips it all away. It doesn't hide. It doesn't sugarcoat. It lays everything bare. And when you can sit with that, when you can stand still in your own mind and face whatever rises, you are no longer its slave. That's power. The power to own your thoughts, your fears, your emotions. No more hiding, no more running. Just pure, unfiltered you. Give yourself at least 5 minutes a day. No distractions, no noise, just you in the silence. And in that silence, you'll find a strength you never knew you had. Don't let the world's noise drown out your own voice. Own it. Number 10. Step into the day like a warrior. You didn't just wake up today, you burst into existence. The world didn't expect it, but you did. You're not dragging yourself out of bed like the rest of them. You're igniting the moment. When your eyes snap open, it's not just another sunrise. This is your resurrection. The day didn't start, it was forced to begin because you demanded it. The world is asleep, still stuck in the rut of the ordinary. But you're not ordinary. You're not here to exist. You're here to disrupt. Every second you spend in the comfort of your bed was a battle already won. You rose before the world even had the chance to notice you were awake. And now you own it. Don't you dare step outside like some nameless, faceless soul blending into the crowd. Don't you dare move through the day like a puppet on a string, following the rhythm of a world that's forgotten what it means to live. You are not a spectator of life. You are the storm. You are the force of nature they can't ignore. Every single step you take will make them feel your presence. When your feet hit the pavement, don't walk. Attack it. Walk like the earth trembles under your feet, like your very presence bends the rules of reality. Don't just move. Command the day with your every breath. They won't see a man. They'll feel the quake of someone unshakable, someone who cannot be ignored. Your fire should scorch the air. Your confidence should rip through the silence. You don't need to say a word. The world will hear you roar. Every obstacle that comes your way today, it's already defeated. You've already won. Because while others are waking up to face the day, you're stepping into battle with the heart of a warrior. You don't run from challenges, you burn through them. Every struggle is just another stepping stone, another chance to prove that you are unbreakable. Seneca said, "A man is not hurt by what happens, but by his opinion of what happens." You are the master of your thoughts, and today those thoughts will be fueled by fire, directed by a mind that doesn't see limits, only opportunities. Fear? It's not even in your vocabulary. Doubt? It's already been crushed under the weight of your will. Today isn't a chance, it's a war. The world? It's your battlefield, and you are the weapon, the armor, and the victory. When you step into the day, it's not just a day, it's your day, and no one can take that from you. Step in like a warrior, leave your mark like a legend. That's how you seize your mornings, with the clarity and discipline that the Stoics spoke of, not by surrendering to laziness or drowning in distractions. You rise with purpose, purpose that is unwavering, power that is unshakable, and a focus that cuts through the chaos. Every moment you take control is a moment you mold your future. Each action, each thought, becomes a reflection of your inner strength. Do this day after day and watch your life transform. Your mind will become an impenetrable fortress, your discipline unyielding. Weakness? It will fall away like a shadow in the face of your resolve. You'll rise above the noise, above the mediocrity, and you'll stand tall in your own power. If you're done being like everyone else, waking up in the fog of comfort and excuses, it's time to wake up as a warrior. A man who knows his duty, who knows his purpose, and is unwilling to let anything stand in his way. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs the truth. Strong men don't waste time. They create habits that become their unshakable foundation, habits that form an unstoppable life. So, rise now, own your morning, own your thoughts, own your life. Let no distractions take you off course. The Stoics knew your actions today determine the man you become tomorrow, so make it count.